Hey beautiful! Welcome back to my tarot channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Roya. I'm an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. Now my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today is not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading was a suggestion of one of you guys. My dear Sunny, thank you very much for that. And your suggestion was letter from your future self 5 years from now. Now, I've never done a channeled letter before, I believe, so this is also a very special reading for me. As you can see, I've already prepared everything. Now, my dear, as always, if you have any suggestions regarding any topic, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'm also going to write a comment, and under that you can feel free to write me your suggestions for future candle wax readings, tarot readings, whatever you may be interested in. So my dear, as always, I have 3 piles you can choose from, and today I have only cards, no crystals. So this is pile 1 with the Wheel of Fortune, this is pile 2 with the Star card, and this is pile 3 with the Hanged Man. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal one, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled letter from your future self do we have for you 5 years from now? Let's look into where they are, what's happening 5 years from now, what do they want you to know? Now let me start straight away. I'm gonna read it. Okay, so for my dear pile 1, let's start. I am doing well. Don't worry about me. I've created a home for myself. I feel safe and secure. The worries you are currently struggling with will fade away. I'm living the life I always wanted because I made myself a priority. I don't allow people to treat me disrespectful anymore. People value me now because I value myself. It has been a wild journey, but I am victorious now. Never looking back. I am grateful, so grateful. I deserve the best. You deserve the best. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. There are great things coming towards you. It's time to celebrate. With love. Now, this was a very sweet energy, but I really would like to look into it even more. So the first thing which is written in here is, I'm doing well, don't worry about me. So I feel like, my dear pile 1, maybe you sometimes worry about the future. Maybe you sometimes think about the future and there may be certain thoughts that come through that stress you out a little bit, or maybe confuse you, or you just sometimes may even face fear. And it's interesting how the first thing your future self wants you to know when it comes to 5 years from now is that they're doing well. So it's almost like a reassurance that they feel like telling you. And I do feel like there is a reason for it, because some of you guys could be a little bit, yeah, fearful of the future, you know? And of course, that's totally understanding, because we never really know how the future may turn out. So with this uncertainty, there is always this discomfort as well. And, you know, we may sometimes fear the uncertainty, right? But I really would like to tell you that it is so important for your future self to let you know that 5 years from now, you're at a good place, okay? So if you are worrying constantly, I really feel like they want to reassure you. And there is more to it. They also said that they've created a home for themselves and they feel very safe and secure. So there is always, so there is also this energy of feeling safe here. This fear I've talked about, maybe it's sometimes regarding being not secure. Maybe you feel like sometimes, what if I don't have a secure future? What if I don't have a safe future? What may happen then? So your future self is showing you here that 5 years from now, you are at a place where you feel safe and you've created something for yourself that makes you feel safe and secure. We're going to look into this energy in a moment, but I first want to analyze the channeled letters some more for you guys. They also said that they are living a very fulfilled life because they made themselves a priority. So it could be the case sometimes that you put other people above yourself, or maybe other people's needs above yourself, or maybe you feel like sometimes you put yourself short. Definitely, if there is one thing that you take out of this reading, it's that you should always make yourself a priority, because you are the most important person in your life. And this has nothing to do with being arrogant or selfish. No, this is having a very healthy connection towards yourself. This is your birthright. You came alone into this world, and you will also one day go alone from here. And the best thing, honestly, everyone can do is make their self a priority, because you can work on the relationship you have towards yourself. And when you are in balance within yourself, when you have a good relationship towards yourself, it also impacts your outside world, okay? The better you are towards yourself, the better you will also treat others. So putting yourself first, there's a lot of depth into it. And never allow yourself to be shamed for that. I don't know why. I feel like your future self is giving me a message in here that sometimes maybe the reason why you don't put yourself first is because others maybe try to shame you for that, maybe you have even heard others telling you, don't be selfish like that, don't only think about yourself and such things, okay? Don't allow others to don't allow others to shame you for prioritizing yourself, okay? Never ever. If you prioritize yourself, you say yes to yourself, and you say yes to the best version of yourself and the life that you deserve. And you will be better, okay, for everyone around you if you are happy with yourself, okay? And being happy with yourself means to first build a connection with yourself and treat yourself the way you deserve to be treated, and also to prioritizing yourself. If you are miserable with yourself, if you are disconnected from yourself, you will not be a better person for people outside of you, okay? So it will also not benefit others. But this is something you should do for yourself first. A huge message. There is so much importance in here, my dears. I can't even describe it. Like, it's so important. Another thing your future self is mentioning here is that they don't allow other people to treat them disrespectful anymore, and they value themselves, and others value them as well now. So this is what I'm talking about here. You know, our inner world is a reflection on our outside world, if we want other people to treat us a certain way, we need to treat ourselves good as well, right? Like, if you want to be treated a certain way, treat yourself like that first. If you want to receive love, make sure you first give yourself the love that you deserve, okay? And I mean, there is nothing wrong, for example, to, let's just say, want love from someone else, right? I mean, that's one of the most natural things. We are human beings. We love to be connected with others. We are naturally drawn towards relationships of any sort, and every human being wants to be loved and treated well, right? But we need to check, okay? Because we may forget about it sometimes. Because very often we're being bombarded, or we see so much outside influence when it comes to love or giving love outside of us. For example, giving love to a partner, to friends, to family members. It's always about giving love to others. But don't forget that you also need to give love towards yourself, okay? And I'm coming back to that message from your future self. Make yourself a priority here, my dear. It is so, so important. And yeah, they said people value me now because I value myself. Make sure that you treat yourself today the way you would want other people to treat you as well. That's a very important message in here. And it's also about not allowing people to treat you disrespectful, okay? So if someone doesn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, to not tolerate that, because you're deserving of so much more. As your future self says, I deserve the best, you deserve the best. It's not only about, because sometimes saying yes to ourselves could be saying no to others. So if you feel like someone is not treating you the way you deserve to be treated, okay? Someone doesn't value you, someone doesn't treat you with respect. The message from your future self here is so clear. They don't tolerate it, and they don't want you to tolerate it either, because once again, you deserve the best. And being treated disrespectful is not the best. There is also a lot of gratitude coming through from your future self, and also the message regarding it has been a wild journey, but they are victorious now and they're never looking back. I really feel like your future self 5 years from now has really detached from a lot of things that didn't serve them anymore. Like, I really feel like this person in pile 1, your future self, is not carrying the energy that doesn't serve them into the future. They're not carrying anything that doesn't serve them or is not good for them into, the next year, the next month, the next day. Your future self has learned very, very well how to release and detach. That's something I'm seeing here. And why is that? Because they have put themselves first. Once again, they put their emotional fulfillment and happiness first. And if there is someone out there who does something or treats your future self in a way that they don't deserve to be treated, they're out. Because your future self will not tolerate being in an environment in which, they are disrespected, or treated poorly, or bombarded with negative energy. No, definitely not. Also, I feel like the last message is very sweet, and it says there are great things coming towards you. It's time to celebrate. Celebrate is such a beautiful word because it's so uplifting, it's so high vibrational. So your future self definitely wants you to stay hopeful, my dear, okay? They want you to stay hopeful regarding what's to come for you. And also at the end, it says with love. I feel like for love, you guys, your higher self could actually be guiding you a lot. Okay. Like a lot of messages you see daily could actually come from your higher self trying to guide you. Also sharing a lot of love with you. I see that in the future, you have a connection with yourself, which is just, no one can break that. And your future self is telling you to work on that today, okay? Because the work you do today is, yeah, what you're gonna bring tomorrow. And this pile is all about getting what you deserve, keeping what you don't deserve at a arm length, or throwing it out, and really, yeah, embracing yourself, embracing what you deserve, knowing what you deserve, and definitely staying optimistic when it comes to your future. Once again, with the last sentence in here, which says there are great things coming towards you. It's time to celebrate. Let's see. I would like to get a few cards. Yeah. Look at that, the strength card. I'm gonna get you guys 4 cards. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, the security and safety. Absolutely. And we have the 4 of Wands as well. Oh my goodness. This is literally the channeled letter coming through. Let me explain in a moment. Let me get you guys another card. Oh my goodness. Whew. Too many cards. Too many. I only want 1, please. Only 4. For my beautiful pile. 1. 1 last card, please. Okay. And we have the wheel card. That's literally your card. It's the card you chose. Okay. Now, let me explain. I see beautiful, beautiful everything coming together here. First of all, when the 4 of Wands came through, if you have been following me for some time, watching my videos, you know, I have a home pile. If you guys know what I'm talking about, make sure to leave a home emoji in the comment section. I'm curious to know how many of you guys know what I mean. Now, this is my home pile, okay? When I saw the 4 of Wands coming through, the letter says, I've created a home for myself. I feel safe and secure, absolutely. So there is something about creating your own space here. Maybe some of you guys, you desire so much to have your own space in which you feel so secure, so just a place. I'm hearing a place for your heart, a place for your heart to be nurtured in. And this is what I'm seeing you creating here. You will definitely 5 years from now have a space of yourself, and you know, it may be a home, however, it's more than that. Like, it is a sacred space. It is a sacred space for you in which, yeah, it means a lot. I don't know whether some of you guys, maybe growing up, you didn't really feel like you had a home. You didn't really feel secure at home. I'm not sure what, you know, why it's coming through this way, but whatever the reason may be, it doesn't matter. What is important is that when we look into the energy 5 years from now, I see you having that. And also with the 4 of Pentacles here, this is the safety and security I've been talking about, okay? Like, your future self has said that there may be some worries that you are currently struggling with, but they will fade away. And it's almost like it's this insecurity that maybe you're right now struggling with, which is fading away, and what you're bringing in is this safety, this security. Also, with the Strength card being here, my dear, the Strength card beautifully shows us how strong, okay, how strong your future self is. Your future self has created all this for themselves, okay? Your future self is not just someone who, yeah, woke up one day and had everything figured out like that. No, they have, as the card says, it has been a wild journey, but I am victorious now. They have went on the path, and it may have not been easy, but the path, the journey has made them stronger, and in fact has allowed them to gain the strength that they have 5 years from now. And I really feel like your future self, there is nothing they can't deal with, okay? And the strength that your future self has, it's also within yourself, okay? So be aware of that. Be aware that you have so many strengths, my dear Padawan. I know sometimes we may look at our weaknesses only, but it's important what we focus on, and you need to focus more on your strengths. This is such a beautiful energy and such a beautiful reading. My dear Padawan, this is all I have for you for today. Please, my dear, feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. This has been such a beautiful reading. I really feel like I'm connecting with your heart center here, and it is just such a blessing to be able to do that. And I really hope that this channeled letter was able to bring to you the messages that you needed to hear. As always, my dear, if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do so. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell, because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. Also, my dear, as always, if you're interested in a personal reading with me, you can feel free to email me. And lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful Pal 1, take care, my love. Hey, Pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now, let's see. What channeled letter do we have for you from your future self 5 years from now? What do they want you to know? What needs to be said? So I'm gonna put this here. Let me look at the letter. I'm gonna read it for you guys. So it says, how things have changed. I'm living a life I never thought I would. A long time ago, I chose love instead of fear. A long time ago, I chose abundance instead of lack. I am so proud of myself. I've reached my goals, and today I am aiming even higher. I stopped listening to what others had to say. No more limitations. I don't allow people to hold me back anymore. I know best what I want. I know best what I deserve. When I smile today, it's a genuine smile. When I laugh today, it's a joyful laugh. I am exactly where I always wanted to be. And I am grateful for the people around me. I am grateful for the support. For my friends, my family, my partner. Stay hopeful. Love. Oh my goodness, like, I can't even tell you guys. Like, even I feel like I'm getting so emotional from this. I'm gonna get you guys a few cards in a moment. But first, I would like to analyze with you guys what has been said in this letter, okay? First of all, regarding your life in 5 years and what your future self has to share with you. The first thing they say is how things have changed. So I really feel like for you, my dear pal 2, get ready for some changes coming your way. I really feel like how your life looks right now in comparison to 5 years from now, it's a huge transformation. A huge transformation and change, okay? Not only one change, like multiple changes. You could have changes coming towards in every single area of your life, okay? So for some of you guys, it could even be as drastic as that. And your future self says, I'm living a life I never thought I would. So there's this element of surprise in here. Your life could look like 5 years from now, very different from maybe how you imagine it to be right now. Like you could be someone who maybe sometimes fantasizes or imagines stuff, or maybe even, you know, has certain thoughts regarding how your life could look like 5 years from now. And what your future self is sharing here with us is that whatever you think about, okay, it's even topping that. And very, very important, your future self says, a long time ago, I chose love instead of fear. So it's interesting how I think a couple of readings back, I had a message coming through which was all about choosing love instead of fear. And this really reminds me of that message which I shared in one of my pick a card readings. Maybe some of you guys, you have watched this as well. However, it doesn't matter. What's important to share here is that I really feel like for you, my dear pile 2, one thing that's going to bring huge transformation into your life is exactly that. It's you living from a place of love instead of a place of fear. Now, I'm not saying that everything you do 24/7 is coming from a fear perspective, but I feel like it is more so about certain decisions, because our life will not change, okay, unless we change the decisions we take in life. If we live if we live the same way, if we take the same decisions, if we have the same habits, the same thoughts, and so etc., nothing will change. We have to bring the change ourselves through changing our choices, changing our ways, whatever it may be. And I really feel like one huge thing that you have done, which will influence your future in such a big way, is choosing or taking decisions from a place of love and not a place of fear. Also, the channeled message says, or letter, excuse me, says, I stopped listening to what others had to say. No more limitations. I don't allow people to hold me back anymore. Also, I know best what I deserve and what I want. So some of you guys, you may not even be aware of, this decision making of you that may sometimes come from fear, because it could even be something that's by now subconsciously. And it could have been something that you didn't consciously choose, but because of your circumstance has been created. So for example, for some of you guys, maybe very often in the past when you wanted to do something, from every corner someone jumped out and told you, well, you can't do this, or this won't happen, like very discouraging you, or even more than that, putting fears into your head. So let's just say, okay, this is just an example in here, okay? But let's just say you wanted to do something. Let's say regarding your career, you wanted to change something. Maybe let's just say your friends, your parents, just someone around you came on and told you, well, don't do that, because if you do that, that and this will happen. Putting fears into it, okay? And of course, there is always a risk, okay, with taking a decision, but that's just how things are. With every decision, there is a consequence. We have to choose for ourselves then, with our free will, what we want to do. But for some reason, I feel like your fear clouded your judgment, okay? Like the fear or those limitations, literally, like your channel letter says, even no more limitations. So certain limitations which could have put into your mind by others, these energies could have clouded your vision, okay? With fear. And not only that, the next sentence is, a long time ago I chose abundance instead of lack. So for some of you guys, maybe you have a lack mindset, or you have been taught that, okay? And this also influences you a lot. And it's interesting how your future self has, like an alchemist, turned things around for themselves. They've made the fear to love. They've made the lack into abundance. This is just so incredible. You will live a completely different life, because the way you go about life is completely different 5 years from now. I feel like there is even more to it. I really feel like, you guys, this is also about a transformation, like a huge transformation within yourself. You definitely have done a lot of work on yourself. Also, if we look at the star card, this beautiful card, we see that this person has a wound here, right? And I don't know why, I feel like some of you guys, you will also heal certain wounds that are, yeah, a part of your journey, okay? That may even influence you right now a little bit, but looking into the energy 5 years from now, your future self, they will not allow those things to influence them anymore. They accept it as a part of the journey, of a part of the past, but it's not powerful in the sense that it influences them and their decision makings. I really feel like for you, my dear pal, too, 5 years from now, you will have done a lot of work, inner work. You will have looked into certain parts of yourself which maybe you neglect sometimes because it is uncomfortable. For example, let's just talk about the shadow work, right? I mean, that's very uncomfortable. Like, confronting our light side is something that we don't have any problem with. But confronting our dark side or our shadow side, that's something that is very, or that could make us feel uneasy, because deep down there could be some parts of us that we feel very uncomfortable with, or we may have some shame around or some regret around, just negative, emotions regarding that. So we may not want to face those side of us on a daily basis, right? But I see that you will face them and you will give them, oh my goodness, so sweet, I heard, and you will give them the love that they need, okay? Because our shadow self is that part of us that needs our love the most. And you're healing yourself with love. Once again, a long time ago, I chose love instead of fear, okay? I see that you will choose to do things with love. Because we can choose to do everything through or in two ways, okay? We can either do something with fear or with love. And what you're doing here is you're choosing love for yourself. Also, my dear, another thing that I find so sweet in here is that in the letter it says, when I smile today, it's a genuine smile. When I laugh today, it's a joyful laugh. This is genuine happiness. This is not like fake it till you make it, or this is not pretending. This is genuine energy coming from your deepest emotions. Your future self 5 years from now is genuinely happy. and they want you to be a part of that. But at the same time, they also want you to do more things that make you happy today. Because very often we may feel like, okay, I can only be happy if I have this, or I'm with this kind of person, or my life looks like this or that. But happiness is a choice. Every single day we can choose to be happy. And even the smallest things, okay, that are the most mundane things, if we choose to see the beauty in it, if we choose to celebrate it, they can bring so much joy. And your future self wants you to concentrate on that today as well. It is wonderful to hear that in 5 years from now, your future self is living a life that they are so joyful and happy about. But your future self doesn't want you to wait 5 years, okay, to be happy. They want you to find and choose happiness for yourself today. I'm literally having goosebumps right now, you guys. Also, another thing, the end of the letter says, I am exactly what I always wanted to be. I am grateful for the people around, and I am grateful for the support, for my friends, my family, and my partner. So, definitely 5 years from now, you have a very stable support system of people that you love and people that love you back, and they are a huge part of your life. Now, for some of you guys, we're going to look into the cards in a moment, but the letter says for my friends, my family, and my partner. So, some of you guys may right now be in a relationship, you may right now already have a partner or a family, but for those of you guys who don't, that's an indicator regarding your love life or your relationship, right? Your future self is sharing here that 5 years from now they have a partner, they have a family. Okay, I would say let's start with the tarot cards to give us a little bit more information, but also very sweet at the end. It says, stay hopeful, love. And you chose the star card, and the star card is literally in the tarot the hope card, okay? This star card stands for hope, being hopeful, okay? Staying hopeful. And this is definitely a direct message for you guys here as well. Stay hopeful about your future. Stay hopeful. And of course, at the end it says love. So it's very sweet. Now let's get you guys some, I'm gonna get you guys 4 tarot cards. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information about this beautiful channeled letter, okay? It's a very sweet one. Let's see, for my beautiful pile 2, what else? Let's see. All right. For my beautiful pile 2. Okay, look at that. My goodness. We have the Chariot card, the 2 of Pentacles. Let's continue. Oh my goodness, you guys. The 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. And that's really the end of the letter, where your future self says, I'm grateful for my friends, family, for my partner. But let me first get the last card, and then I'm gonna start. One last card. Too many. Last card, please. One last card. Too many. Only one, please. Only one. Oh my goodness. And you got the star card again. You guys, pile 1 also got their own card coming through. Also as the 4th card. Like, That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Let me drink water for a second. All right, so my beautiful pal too. Beautiful. There is no other way to say it, beautiful. The energy of the letter definitely is coming through here. And what I'm seeing here, first of all, let me start with the Ten of Cups because I was already talking about it while shuffling. Let me continue there. So, as I was saying, your future self says in the letter that they're so grateful for the people they have around, for their friends, family, and their partner. And this is the beautiful Ten of Cups. And also, it says, when I smile today and when I laugh today, it's a genuine love and smile, right? It's joyful love. This is the Ten of Cups energy. I see you 5 years from now having a circle of people that you love, of people who care about you, of people that you care back and you love back. And it is incredible. Also, the Ten of Cups is all about a harmonious environment. It's about a harmonious connection to other people. So I really feel like you have found your people here, my dear, okay? So, for example, if you right now feel like you don't really have that much genuine friends, or you don't really feel like you have the right friends for you, I really see that your future self 5 years from now could have met friends who they really like are compatible with. And coming back to the partner, definitely, my dear, I feel like you guys could have found a very significant person here. Also, with the star card here and the star card literally being your pile card, there is something 5 years from now which is a wish fulfillment, okay? Maybe throughout me reading the letter, you have heard certain things that are literally your wish or your dream. Because I really feel like this is a wish fulfillment for you, okay? Also, I really feel like those people are going to be there for you whenever you need a support, whenever you maybe feel out of your balance or you need, yeah, to come back to yourself, okay? Maybe sometimes because life is not perfect and, we have our ups and downs and we may always be faced with struggles. However, it is so nice to have people around us who support us or maybe even help us throughout the journey. And I really feel like that's what's coming through for you, my dear, here. The last thing I would like to mention here is that also with the Chariot energy, that's such a beautiful energy here. I really feel like, my dear, coming back to when your future self says that they've changed or their life has changed a lot, it's definitely for better, okay? You've become like, I really feel like for some of you guys, also because the letter says, I'm so proud of myself, you may have done certain things that are like a wish fulfillment for you, okay? You've been very determined, your eyes on the goal, going with speed towards your wishes, your goals, your destiny. And there is so much determination in this energy, it's incredible. There is no other way to say it. You can be so proud of yourself, my dear, okay? You've taken, again, like an alchemist, your wounds, the things that you've been struggling with, and they've been your fuel. They've been your motivation to become the champion like the Chariot card is. Oh my goodness. Pal 2, this is an incredible reading, okay? Incredible. Please, my dear, as always, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. As always, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload a pick a card or candle wax reading. Also, my dear, as always, if you're curious for a personal reading with me, you can feel free to email me. And lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 2, take care, my dear. Hey, pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled letter do we have for you from your future self 5 years from now? What do you need to know? What messages do they have for you? Now let's start straight away. First of all, my dear, I will read your letter, and then I will also get you some tarot cards to dive a little bit deeper into the energy, or maybe get some confirmations or more details regarding certain messages. So let me read it for you guys. I am in love. I am in love with life. When I wake up every single day, I thank the universe for the lessons that made me wiser, the abundance that made me richer, and the love that made me more fulfilled. A long time ago, I chose to forgive. I forgave and released because I deserve peace. I don't think about the past because it doesn't matter anymore. I see and recognize my own beauty inside and out. I love myself so much. Things will get better. Have trust in life. And most importantly, in yourself. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Focus on your strengths. Explore your greatness. There is so much potential to discover. Love you always. Oh God, you guys, I got goosebumps. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there is so much love in this energy. Like, wow. There is a lot of messages that we need to dive into, okay? So let's start with the beginning of the energy or the reading, which is all about the love aspect. Your future self said, I am in love. I am in love with life. I really feel like, my dear, your future self is 5 years from now, like high vibration, okay? There is no other way to say it. High vibration. I see that they are living a high frequency life, and I feel like it comes through in so many different areas of their life. So for example, they could eat a lot of high vibrational foods, a lot of whole foods. They could eat, I'm sorry, not they could eat. They could live in an area in which they feel very high vibrational, you know, maybe there is something that really makes you feel good about yourself and about life in general. For example, nature. Your higher self could live somewhere where there is a lot of nature and high frequency. Your future self could be surrounded by people who are also very high vibration, I can't talk, high vibrational when it comes to their lives. So overall, this is all about being in an environment in which, yeah, really the best way to say it, you know, like your future self, being in love with life. And I don't know why, I literally, like, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing someone dancing with joy, like someone almost like jumping up and down with so much joy and love for life. Oh wow, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way to start the letter, okay? We're gonna look into the energies in a few minutes, some more, but let's continue now with your letter. Your future self also says, when I wake up every single day, I thank the universe for the lessons that made me wiser, the abundance that made me richer, and the love that made me more fulfilled. So there is a lot of gratitude coming through from your future self, and gratitude itself is also a high vibration, okay? Like, you guys, I can't even tell you, okay, what gratitude can do. Gratitude can unlock so many things, okay? Gratitude can unlock spiritual practices like, spiritual processes. Gratitude can unlock so many blessings, okay? It can unlock even more things coming towards you. It's a, as I always like to say, it's a superpower. And I really feel like your future self here is living exactly like that. They're very appreciative for, yeah, really everything, the bad and the good. What do I mean with that? The first thing they say after this grateful sentence is, for the lessons that made me wiser. And very often, lessons can come in form from unpleasant experiences. And I really feel like your future self here has chosen to take the best out of every experience. Yeah, maybe a certain lesson wasn't pleasant, but they want to make the best out of it, and they chose to see what they can learn from it. And I really feel like once again, your future self is looking at that from a place of gratitude. And this really shows how strong of a person your future self is, that they can even look at the maybe most, um, yeah, painful lessons and still want to get something positive or something like a life lesson out of it that can make them wiser or that can teach them something. Getting something good out of the bad, okay? This is what they're doing here. Another thing which comes afterwards is the abundance that made me richer. That's something they are thankful for. So, yeah, I feel like your future self 5 years from now is definitely feeling much more abundant. Doesn't surprise me at all, also with the high vibration I was talking about. But, like, this abundance is, I feel like, more so like financial wise, okay? Your future self 5 years from now is in a place, is at a place where they definitely feel comfortable enough or they feel happy, okay? When it comes to their finances. And of course, the last thing was, and the love that made me more fulfilled. That's something that they're very grateful for. There is a lot of love in your future self's life. Once again, doesn't surprise me at all because the energy that your future self is embodying here is love in itself. They say, I am in love with life, you know, like when we want something, we need to embody it to be in a vibrational match to it. And I really feel like your future self has done exactly that. They have manifested love into their life through being that love, through giving themselves that love already, through sharing that kind of love with others already. They are embodying that vibration and they have attracted the exact same vibration back. Also, another thing that your future self, oh my goodness, excuse me. Another thing that your future self has said in this letter is that a long time ago I chose to forgive. And it says, I forgave and released because I deserve peace. So definitely your future self, they were done, okay? They were tired of taking the same negative things with them or holding grudges or seeking revenge and stuff like that. Like, you can't expect someone else to be hurt if you're the one who drinks the poison. And I really feel like your future self is done with all that. What they want is peace. This is what they deserve. And holding grudges or negativity towards others, this doesn't allow them to find the peace, okay? And something I've said in the past before, don't forgive because other people deserve it, because that way you may never forgive, right? Forgive because you deserve the peace that comes with it. And this is exactly what this message is saying. Your future self hasn't forgave those people or those circumstances because they were right, or because that's what those people or those circumstances deserved. They forgave because they wanted to close the door behind them. No more regarding that. No more those people. No more those circumstances. It's enough. I don't want to give my energy more than I have to those, I'm hearing, wasted circumstances. I want to put my energy into what serves me, and most importantly, into my peace. And I can only do that when I cut them out of my life, when I forgive what has happened, when I release. The channeled letter says, I forgave and I released. So this is something your future self has done for their own happiness, for their own peace. And if you, my dear pal 3, feel like right now you're holding on to things that are draining you, that are pulling you down, I really feel like there is this advice in here to be mindful of where you put your energy into, okay? Are you putting your energy into something that's pulling you down? Or are you putting your energy into something that's, encouraging and good for your well-being and for your peace and for what it is that you want in your life, okay? Yeah. The next sentence is, I don't think about the past because it doesn't matter anymore. So if some of you guys are still stuck in the past, don't allow your past to determine your future, okay? What has happened has happened. You can't change it. We all can't change it, right? We all have had our battles in the past. What's important is what we make out of it afterwards, right? If we chose to be stuck in the past or if we chose to make the best out of it. And just the same way, like, that's exactly what this letter is all about. Your future self, for example, saying that they're grateful for the lessons that made them wiser. They've accepted something unpleasant and made something good out of it, or made a lesson out of it to make them wiser for the future, so that they don't maybe repeat the same mistakes, or so they don't do the same things that have put them into those situations, or they don't, connect with certain people who are not good for them. They just don't want to put themselves into those situations anymore. And they chose to leave the past behind. They chose to live in the here and now, because if you live in the past, you may miss the present and you may miss the future, okay? So this is a huge, huge, huge message coming through from your future self. They have closed the door regarding the past. Another thing that your future self is sharing in this beautiful channeled letter is, I see and recognize my own beauty inside and out. I love myself so, so much. So this really reminds me instantly of the self-love journey. I feel like your hard work has definitely been paying off, okay? If some of you guys right now are on the self-love journey, it is incredible how close your future self is to themselves, and how beautiful the relationship is that they have with themselves. And also it's all about recognizing your own beauty, recognizing your own individuality inside and out. And this is genuine love, okay, for yourself. And this really has made your future self fall in love with life even more. Because if we have a wonderful connection towards ourselves, if we are in love with ourselves, we look at life through a complete different, way, right? In comparison to when we are not having the best relationship with us. So this is something very, very important. If you guys are currently on the self-love journey, definitely, okay, you are on a great path towards a great relationship with yourself. And also this aspect of seeing your own beauty inside and out, that's something so sweet. I really feel like your future self doesn't allow to be compared anymore or such thing. They see themselves as an individual, and they see themselves as the special person they are. Everyone has their own beauty, and it should be celebrated. And your future self chooses to celebrate their own beauty. They don't want to compare themselves anymore. They don't want to hear, to like negative limitations such as you're not good enough or such things. No more. I'm hearing in my mind, no more. I love myself, and no one can tell me otherwise. I love myself so, so much. Some of you guys, you could have also been drawn to another pile. If this is the case, then feel free to watch it, because there could be some messages as well. If not, then as always, just stick with this one here. The last part of your channeled letter, before we start with the tarot cards, says, things will get better, have trust in life, and most importantly in yourself. This is all about believing in yourself, believing in your abilities. Also, yeah, the sentence afterwards is all about, it says, don't focus on your weaknesses, focus on your strength. Explore your greatness. There is so much potential to discover. Amen. Exactly. Your future self wants you to have trust in yourself, to believe in yourself, and also have trust and believe in life, that life will support you, okay, on your journey. And once again, coming back to focusing on the good things rather than the bad things, they want you to focus on your strength. Because of course, we all have strengths and weaknesses. And it's important that we acknowledge our weaknesses, that maybe we can work on to improve ourselves. But we should not limit ourselves only to our weaknesses, because then we may miss out on our potential, our greatness, our strengths, right? And this is exactly what I see your future self doing here. Also with the Hanged Man, one thing the Hanged Man can symbolize is a change of perspective. So maybe right now you guys tend to sometimes look at your weaknesses only, or the things you can't do, or, why you are not good enough, or why you can't do this and that. And the message in the letter is so straightforward. Acknowledge what you can maybe do better, but focus on your strength. Focus on the potential. Because honestly speaking, you guys, I feel like you haven't even discovered half of your potential, okay? Wow, I'm getting goosebumps again. There is so much, my dear pal 3, that you're gonna discover, and your future self has discovered. And okay, I am so proud of them. I am so proud of you. Once again, focus on what you can do. Focus on your strengths, and allow yourself, okay, create a space in which you can discover and explore your potential. Because no matter what I say, you will not even be able to understand how much potential lays within you and wants to be explored and wants to be expressed, okay? This is definitely a very inspiring energy. Now let's get you guys some tarot cards. For my beautiful pal 3, I would like to have 4 tarot cards. What else do you need to know? Let's see. We have 2 cards coming through. Let me get them. The first card is the 9 of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? The Strength card. You guys, exactly. Focus on your strength. Because, okay, no, let me first get all the cards. I already feel like starting with the interpretation. Oh my goodness, you don't know. Let me give a second. Look at that. The card that you got was the Magician. The Magician card fell. Wow, wow, wow. This is beautifully coming together. Look at that. Now, my dear, let me continue with the Strength card because I already jumped into the Strength card here. You have so much that you're not even seeing yet, okay? So much potential. And, you know, the Strength card, I know because this letter says strengths, this is literally what the Strength card for me is representing right now. These are your strengths, okay? And focus on them because they will take you to places that you may have never ever even thought about, okay? I really feel like, my dear pal 3, you are moving towards becoming your greatest version. Also with the Magician card, these two cards, like, they're beautifully coming together here because I really feel like you focusing on your strength, you actually will see the magician that you are. And the Magician card is so beautiful because there is so much depth into it, in the sense that the magician is the master of all the suits, okay? Now, what are the suits? In the tarot, the suits are pentacles, wands, cups, and swords, right? The magician can do all of it, okay? They are the master of it. And what I'm seeing here is that when you go and explore your potential, you will see that there is also so much that you can dive into and that you can be the master of, in a way. And it's gonna be such a incredible journey because it's also gonna teach you so much more about yourself. Maybe you're gonna discover strengths of yours in areas that you never even thought about. And I really feel like you're gonna see how capable you are. But it's so important for you to focus on the positive and on your potential here. Also, another thing I really feel like, which is so interesting, we're starting off with Nine of Wands and then we're ending the reading with the Magician card. So what I'm seeing here is that you may right now do the first steps towards it, or you may right now even be on the journey towards letting go what it is that's maybe making you feel very guarded, or you may feel like, okay, I have to fight my way through life, like I have to fight with life, I have to guard myself. I mean, there is nothing wrong about protecting yourself, right? I mean, that's actually something very good to do. We should always keep in mind that we should, protect ourselves from different situations. But what I'm talking here is not about protection, it's about seeing life in a way that, you have to fight with life. And it is the complete opposite of what your future self is showing us here. Literally, the channeled message or the channeled letter starts with, I am in love. I am in love with life. So you see how that has switched from fighting in life to falling in love with life. And not only that, the letter also says things will get better. Have trust in life, okay? So once again, have trust in life. So starting maybe from a place where life has maybe, and this, of course, this is something, I mean, you've been taught this way because of experiences, right? Maybe you have had experiences which made you feel this way, that you constantly have to be on guard because something may be thrown at your way and you have to fight your way through it. I mean, this is something that doesn't come from nowhere. This is something that you have experienced, and therefore you have this impression on life, right? But it's interesting how 5 years from now, you're having a complete different view regarding that. You're not fighting anymore, you're embracing. You're not fighting anymore, you're trusting. You're not fighting anymore, you're believing. And most importantly, you love. And I really feel like, my dear pile 3, once again, with the Hanged Man being here, this is a change of perspective. A change of, your views transforming here. The way you saw life, the way you went through life are changing. And definitely, once again, focus on your potential and start seeing, and I know this is so much easier said than done, but this is the message that I need to deliver, okay, from your future self. This is something they're already doing right now, and they want you to also embrace and step into, which is all about have trust in life, okay? Have trust in life, because the way, like, our perception literally shapes our life and our world. Do you want to go through life with this, like, firm fist and just this mode of needing to fight life, or do you want to go through life with flow and with trust? I see that your future self has chosen trust. You will choose trust as well, because you are your future self, right? This is what you will do. You will choose trust and love instead of fighting your way. And this will change your life, literally. And most importantly, the last message in the channeled letter is, I love you always. This is something I want here to emphasize. I feel like there is more to this. You have a spirit team. You have energy supporting you. You have your higher self guiding you. You are not alone, my dear. You are being supported and guided, and energetically, you're not alone. And I really feel like at the end I need to say this. It's almost like they're telling me to create the space to deliver this message. You are loved always, okay? Always. And life will change, transform for you soon, okay? Know that throughout the journey, you're always supported, you're always loved. Once again, I'm hearing, I love you always. Wow, this was a very intense reading. My beautiful pal 3. I can just say it once again, you really deserve the best, okay? And I see that you're coming out from a place of, once again, fighting, needing to control, to trusting life, to trusting also yourself, as the letter says, right? Wow, my beautiful pal 3, this is a beautiful reading. My dear, this is all I have for you for today. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. As always, my dear, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't. And if you subscribe, also make sure to hit the notification bell, because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. Also, my dear, if you're interested in a personal reading with me, of course, you can feel free to email me. And lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 3, take care, my love.